What is up, YouTube? FirePhoenixKing here today, and today, the day this releases, it should be on Monday, the day after the spoiler ban lifts. I know a lot of content creators have been putting up their spoiler talk. I don't know. I just wanted to do it whenever the official spoiler ban would lift. Personally, it was because I want people to see this movie. I personally don't like when I actually don't look at the spoiler videos until I actually see the film. But you know, the Russo brothers did say that Monday would be the official spoiler lift ban. So and so now's the time to do it. Now, at the time of this recording, the movie is probably it's over 1 billion. I would not be surprised if it reaches Titanic or Avatar. But I wanted to make this video because I wanted to really talk about my opinions in terms of this movie. Now, all of you are not gonna agree with me. I'll tell you that right now. But this is something I want to do and just put out there because I want to hear what you guys think. But this will be a pretty short video because, like I said, there's a lot of people that, if you want to like really dig into it, there's a lot of great content out there about spoiler talks and all that. But to answer the question, did I enjoy the movie? No. Now, that right there is already has you probably like, what? What? Okay, here's the thing. And to best summarize it, I actually, when I was talking to some content creators, and some of them, are not as big as the millions or 100,000s, but someone summarized it very perfectly. And I'll quote him and paraphrase him. Because he does not want to be, shouted out, because he's afraid that he might get backlash. But this is, he's in the side that he does like it. So, but his statement was it matches to how I feel. But basically, it goes a little something like this: the reason why people don't like it is because it's slow. It doesn't have a lot of action. It takes its time, and it slows things down. It's going based off of 22 movies, so it takes a while to get to the actual climax. And it works because apparently it's suspenseful drama, and it's really exploring the character, but it's not all action. It's not explosions and punches. And that right there is pretty much why I didn't like it. Now, he also threw some shade and said that's why Michael Bay did 5 Transformer movies. And so there's that. But yes, the thing is I didn't enjoy the movie personally. I felt like, for me, it had too much story. So it like, I get it. This is I get it. This is loss. We're talking about loss. They lost in Infinity War, so they're grieving. Like, I get if it's 30-40 minutes of showing us grievance, but literally it's basically the entire movie until the end. And so the thing is it just comes to that. There was not enough action for me to be like, wow, the Avengers, because it almost felt like they could have done this in some way in a different movie. Like, Endgame should have been like the finale clash between Thanos and the Avengers. Basically, I wanted to see some punches and stuff. Now, needless to say, yes, I loved the end Avengers Assemble scene with all of the Avengers, including Captain America, finally raising Thor's hammer. I cannot pronounce it, sorry. But I will say that I love those action scenes because there were action scenes, but it wasn't my vision in terms of how I saw how this would end. But the thing is, I tell everybody, because to each their own. If you enjoyed it because it did have that story, it explained to you what was going on, and it explained to you the background of the characters, great. But I just don't understand, because the other thing is time travel. As soon as they introduce time travel, as a Kingdom Hearts 3, as a Kingdom Hearts fan, as soon as you announce you deal with time travel, that's it. You can make your own story go wherever. And so whenever I saw this, especially when Ant-Man was mentioning quantum and how he wanted to use time, and then I was like, please don't say it, but time travel, and then they said it, and I was like, oh my god, no. But again, they had no choice because they had to undo the events that happened in Infinity War. But that's kind of what I mean. It's a story based on time travel and getting the stones back. Basically, a story about a second chance, and that's pretty much it. That's what the story is about, a second chance. And the thing is, you know, 2014 Thanos caught wind of this and was able to kind of intercept this, which is kind of like their destiny because they still end up fighting. And the thing is, Thanos is very powerful, man. I thought when he took on Hulk is the power of the stone, the purple stone. I think it is the power stone. He was able to take on Hulk, which is why I was like, oh dang, he's taking on Hulk. But then he is in this movie and he's able to take on the Avengers like nothing. And Captain America put up a great fight, Thor, Iron Man, they all put up a great fight. But Thanos is just he's a very powerful guy. And I got the sense of that this was gonna be a great battle. The thing is what I tell everybody about my feedback about that clash was that I was hoping to see the Avengers and everybody else, Guardians of the Galaxy, fighting against maybe Thanos and Thanos and the Black Order, maybe all of them versus them, because the Black Order is powerful on their own, and Thanos, I mean, that's Thanos. But it was this big war, and it was like, it almost felt like, okay, like I get it, it's cool, but I guess like you have to accept it. That's the thing, is that you have to accept how it ends, because they time traveled, got the stones back. Thanos was Nebula was able to activate a portal, get 2014 Thanos here, boom, and that's what started it. It's like, it almost like what he says is the destiny is inevitable. Like, he is inevitable because it basically was about to end how Infinity War ended, but this time the only reason that Iron Man was able to get it is because he learned from the first fight, and that's why he was able to get those stones onto his, because that glove was made by Tony Stark, and so I'm pretty sure that's why he was able to take it, and so he learned from it. That was cool. But Iron Man's death was definitely not emotional for me. Okay, I did see the movie a second time with my friends because I wanted to see their reaction, especially one of them that is a really big Iron Man fan. And I looked at him and, like, kind of peeking at him to see if he was crying. He wasn't. And, I'm not bashing anybody that cried. Hear me out. Just, this is my opinion. The thing is when Iron Man dies, I wanted to feel that loss. As soon as he got the glove and it snapped his finger, he's going to die. Period. And the thing is it was weird because I look to my right and I have a hardcore friend for Iron Man, and he's not crying, he's just confused. And then he's like, I'm kind of upset of the way they got, rid of him. I look to my left, who my brother, who is not an MCU fan, who only watches the main Avenger movies and Civil War, he was crying. Because Spider-Man made him cry. Spider-Man made him cry also in Infinity War. But that was crazy. It was like I was seeing a hardcore fan not cry, and then almost, I want to say casual, I guess you would say, my brother crying. So I think the movie is just on how you see it, because I also have friends who don't really pay attention to the MCU, but they thought it was a great movie, and that's kind of what I mean. It is a story. It is a movie. In the regards of being a movie, I guess you could say it's a good movie, because it has a story. The 3 hours definitely do not feel like, oh man, like this is so, slow for the story. The story tells you, they need all the 3 hours, I'll tell you that right now, because it actually flows tremendously well for the story. But for a person like me that wanted action, yes, it did feel a little bit like, when am I gonna see a punch at least? And then the few scenes that there were a few punches in and there, it was just because of the story. So, and the thing is like I said, this story demanded certain action sequences and stuff. So yes, I understand that, but I wanted to see Avengers, man. I wanted to see them kicking ass and coming back from this defeat, which is, yes, I get it. They did do that, which is why they time traveled back and got the stones and went forward and tried to correct their mistakes. I get that, but I feel like that could have been solved sooner. You know, it didn't have to necessarily be a 3 hour, because like they said, you know, when they time travel, it takes them, you know, a couple of minutes, and then in real time it's actually a couple seconds. And you know, in their defense, you know, yeah, what we watched was a couple of minutes long, you know, but in reality it didn't take that long. But I feel like it just dragged on too much, man. And yeah, I understand, you know, especially when they're time traveling, they get to meet their past selves, which those elements are cool. But in terms of the story, I just didn't enjoy it, just because it is a story. And you know, I'm not like an action freak where I like, oh, I need to see punching every second, but I do want to see, you know, action sequences. I wanted to see the Avengers kicking ass in terms of like from the middle to the end. Infinity War had a lot of that. That's why I actually liked it. To be very honest, Endgame is not in my top 5 for my personal films, and you know, I respect everybody's opinion. And the only reason I wanted to have my opinion out here is because, you know, I know there's a lot of us that think the same, but they're a little bit afraid of saying it, because right now everybody's just praising the movie. And do not get me wrong, do I wish this movie to fail? Absolutely not. The Russo brothers put together a universe. They tied up everything that they needed to in their vision, in their way, and they did it. It's successful. Like I said, at the time of this recording, it probably already it was gonna reach about $1 billion already. So I would not be surprised if it hits 2 billion or surpasses Titanic or Avatar. I honestly would not be surprised. But the thing is I'm just the type of guy who I will see something that I'm hyped for, because I was hyped for this, and then, you know, I'll just, the initial reaction is always like, oh man, that was good, but then you really think about it and you're like, but was it? But like I said, I'm not knocking it if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, man, that's awesome. But me personally, I didn't. I just thought there was pieces in this movie that were awesome. But for me to be like, hey, you know, Phoenix, what movie do you recommend? And I'll be like, oh, Avengers Endgame. Nah, I don't think that would happen. I really don't think that would happen. And if I did say Avengers Endgame, I would probably say, do you want to see a cool action final war sequence? And then I would forward it to the last part. Cause man, it was a long time. It was a long time. But like I said, it's hard to put a universe together. As the director of the Nintendo Online Universe, a fan-made machinima series, you know, I also have to put the universes together in terms of my personal, how I see personally, you know, Mario, Luigi, Mars, Donkey Kong, Peach, and all these wonderful characters, Kirby, Splatoon, into a universe. And I understand that not everybody sees the vision how I do, right? Because, you know, I can do it in a certain way, but you may not want to see it that way. So that's why I understand, and I respect everybody's decision, because I'm not here saying to not watch the movie. What I'm saying is watch the movie, but if you are into a story-driven movie, this is gonna be the movie for you. If you are into action-packed Infinity War type of film, you're not gonna get that. You know, there are action sequences, like I said, just not too much. And you know, the last scene where they say Avengers Assemble, that's your action, like your big action sequence, and it pays off, because like I said, you got Captain America lifting Thor's hammer. And then you have every single Avenger assembling, including Guardians of the Galaxy, which is awesome, and of course Howard Duck. But the other thing I was kind of bothered with is when he said Avengers Assemble. When Captain America says Avengers Assemble, like, why did you whisper it? Why did you whisper it? You could have said Avengers Assemble as they were assembling. Like, what is wrong with it? That's something that really that really ticked me off. I was like, what are you doing? What? But I guess he was just, because like, even when he says Avengers Assemble, And then everyone knew to attack? What about the people in the back? No, what did he say? What did he say? Hey, Mantis, what did he say? I don't know. I think he said something about assemble. It's like, do we attack? No. Like, what? I wouldn't have heard that if I was in the back, you know? But I think all of them were in the front. But even if I was in the front and in the back, he whispered it, okay? He said, Avengers, assemble. Like, he said Avengers assemble. Like, I wouldn't have heard that if I was Spider-Man. I'd be like, wait, what? You want us to attack or what? Nah, but I kid. But either way, like I said, I mean, me personally, I can't say I enjoyed it, just because, like I said, I throughout the film I was just kind of, personally, I was just like, when are we gonna get to the action? When am I gonna get to see, you know, Captain America kicking ass? And yes, we saw that, but again, that was due to the timeline that they were at, and they had to. But I wanted to see, you know, the Avengers kick ass together. So that you only get at towards the end of the movie. But like I said, I'm not here to tell you not to see the movie. I'm not here to tell you to see the movie. Simply, this is me, FirePhoenixKing, giving out an opinion. I didn't enjoy the movie due to it being very strongly story driven. I'm into action, but I'm not too much action where Michael Bay is literally blowing up everything, drops a pencil, poof, explosion. Infinity War was very great for a blend of both. It was really awesome. This one, it was just story driven. So if you're into that, you should go see it. Either way, I still think, in my personal opinion, you should go watch it, just because it is the last movie for some of these actors, and it really pays off, I guess, to know how it ends. Because at least you already know, and you can do your own opinion. But if you're one of those that don't care, you know, that Iron Man dies and Captain America turns old and gives the shield to Falcon, who I am confused how he can be Captain America without a serum. Like, can he really be that strong? But I'm not into the comics either. I do understand that Falcon does take up the mantle, but that would be interesting, you know. But I'll leave it there, guys. You know, like I said, hopefully I didn't ruffle up any feathers. It's just me giving my opinion. You know, I'm a very picky guy, I should say, very picky. But you know, it's my opinion, and I do have a right to post my opinion out there, even if I do get destroyed. But hopefully I hear from you guys. I mean, let me know. I mean, what did you guys like? Did you guys like that it was very story driven? You know, did you guys miss the action sequences like myself? Or did you find it that it was a great blend of both? I mean, we definitely have different perceptions of how we see things. So I am very interested. I'm very open. I'm not right and I'm not wrong. And you're not right and you're also not wrong. So feel free to share in the comment section below, because I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. Hopefully Avengers does kind of topple over James Cameron's Avatar as first place, just because James Cameron did say that he wants the audience, he thinks it's you know, I think, I don't want to misquote him, but something about like that there should be a superhero fatigue or something like that. But it would be interesting to see if the Avengers Endgame does topple Avatar. Because it would show that, you know, even though there is a lot of superhero movies, people are still gonna watch these, and that's mainly because of the actors, which, you know, I think it's great. These actors know what they're doing, so for sure. I mean, and they're likable, so there's that. But I'll end it there. I don't have anything else to really say except for that. I just wanted to get this out there. So hopefully I hear from you guys, and stick around for more future videos. And thank you guys, and Firebenders, have a great day. Bye bye.